Minister Huang Rongju, thank you for your question. Our world faces a triple crisis, from accelerating climate change to the unprecedented socioeconomic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic to the continued degradation of ecosystems and biodiversity. It is a manifestation of humanity pushing past the limits that can sustain life on this planet. As the 2020 Human Development Report of UNDP points out, it is now time for all countries to rethink and redesign their path to progress. Finance is at the very center of this transformation, not least because many investments are inflicting immense damage on our natural world. For instance, a new UN report has found that 9 out of $10 paid to farmers every year in agricultural support actually harm nature and fuel the climate crisis. Indeed, converting land for agricultural use has led to a 70% reduction in global biodiversity. Therefore, the report calls for a repurposing of agricultural support to shift our food systems in a more sustainable direction. That means rewarding good practices such as incentivizing farmers to restore ecosystems and protect biodiversity. At the United Nations Development Programme, we are helping countries and communities to drive forward these types of nature-positive investments. Working with key partners, including the Adaptation Fund, the Global Environment Facility and the Green Climate Fund, we currently support a $3.2 billion portfolio in 138 countries that is invested in ecosystem management and biodiversity conservation. Since the year 2000, we have supported communities to restore over 1.3 million hectares of mangroves and forests, to give just one example of our contribution. We are now pioneering new ways to channel game-changing levels of finance towards nature and the global goals. At UNDP, our Biodiversity Finance Initiative, or BioFin, is at the cutting edge of this emerging field. It is currently supporting 40 countries to develop and implement biodiversity finance plans that will mobilize large amounts of finance towards biodiversity. That includes helping countries to identify and implement the most effective solutions to fund nature, from debt for nature and debt for climate swaps to green and blue bonds. UNDP warmly welcomes China, which has recently joined BioFin through the provincial government of Shandong and the Shanghai municipality. UNDP is also a co-founder of the Task Force on Nature-Related Financial Disclosures, launched earlier this year. It provides a much-needed framework for financial institutions and businesses to report on their impacts and dependencies on nature. In doing so, it aims to redirect global finance flows towards nature-positive investments and support nature-based solutions at scale. Indeed, other efforts hold great promise. For instance, UNDP is part of the Global Fund for Coral Reefs, which seeks to raise and invest $500 million in coral reef conservation and restoration over the next 10 years. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce that the United Nations Development Programme, the UN Environment Programme and the Global Environment Facility are committed to providing new levels of financial and technical support to CBD parties as soon as the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework is finalized. As this crucial framework takes shape, I believe that we are on the cusp of a brand new approach to ecosystems and their precious biodiversity. No longer can we take as much as we can from the earth for a quick profit. Rather, nature will finally be assigned its true value, priceless. Thank you.